Welcome back. It's Rotmig again, or Realm of the Mad God, as some people call it. We're still on the Wizard PPE here. Gonna go into this realm. We're picking up from last video. I got the music on this time, and I turned the audio down, and you can actually see the bottom right-hand corner there again, because my camera was there last time. I don't think that was a good choice there, aesthetic choice. Let's see, I don't really know what I'm going to do today, but let's kill some event bosses to start off with. It's good for farming fame, because each event boss gives something like, I don't know, it can be like 20 to 30 fame per boss, which is very good, all things considered. And it's very easy for new players to just get right into it and start farming fame. It's a good source of fame to start off with. Okay, so we got the Plague Doctor here. It drops a dungeon entrance to the sulfurous wetlands, which, yeah, I'll definitely try and go in that. It'll be it's a cool dungeon. It's honestly not very learnable. Especially, and even harder to actually rush, you know. I'm not going to try and rush. I'm going to full clear it. So it's going to take a little bit. But once we do get in there, it'll be a good dungeon. Hopefully good content. It can be a pretty entertaining dungeon. Especially that tea room boss, that can be honestly a little bit random. But for right now, should be focused on taking out. There's a bunch of little guys, just natural realm spawns around here. Can you kill these things? Oh crap! I'm taking some pretty big damage here. Good night. There's just so many realm enemies. Oh, I wonder if they're like respawning. I'm clearing out as many as I can. Actually, I will take that health potion. Have not even dealt any damage to the actual boss yet. This is a little annoying, honestly. But me and this guy right here, we got Dark Theru and Babble Lord. We're gonna take him out. Let's see, where is it? He is all the way on the other side here. Alright. Now we can get some damage in. Here we go. So those little potions on the ground actually give a radius. It looks like it's 100% of everywhere. Oh, look at that. I can use my ability if I stand in the middle here. So that's nice. Plague Doctor. Very interesting. Alright, we're doing a little rotation phase here. Just dodge, easy work. Alright, you drop those Choco Choins. Obviously, that's for the campaign. We are absolutely going to head into the wetlands. Oh my goodness. We got the OG music playing. I remember being in like middle school and hearing this freaking music, dude. I was bad at this game in middle school. What I would always do is I would I would just like log in with a character. I wouldn't even make it to level 20. I just log in and go shoot stuff in lowlands. It would be hype when I would get a tier 3 staff on the wizard. So yeah, anyways, I've been playing Rotmig for a while. I mean, since I was in like middle school, since I was like 12, maybe even before that. I've known about it. Only like the past 4 years have I really gotten into it, and have I really learned about it. Okay, that was not good. Not very good. We'll kill this guy. He's easy work. Alright, these chests have a drop chance of like some HP potions. So if you're running low or just want to stock up on some, it's a good idea to do so. This dungeon doesn't have any modifiers on it, but it feels like everything's firing super slowly. That's strange. Maybe I usually go into this dungeon when it has a minion speed modifier on it, so that's why it feels kind of slow. This bloodroot extract. Oh, what? That's not the one that gives berserk. Wait, do any of these give berserk? What is this? Wait. What does this do? Oh, that one gave me berserk. Okay. Yeah, you see that? So, if you want to do a little extra damage, pick up those green ones. The other one, it looks like that other one gave me like vitality, so I don't know. If you're doing HPEs, maybe that could be a little useful, I guess, for getting some quick healing up. But Yeah, if you're looking to do some big damage here, then definitely go for the sulfurous extract. Look at this. It's a little copy of the guy you can find in the realm. That's kind of what this is. It's like a mini realm dungeon. It has a lot of the enemies that you find in the realm, like the Ent Ancient. You can find those in the realm, but you can also find the warped Ent Ancient here, with the nastiest looking shiny in the game. Oh man, I didn't even explain those. I didn't even talk about those last episode. So shinies are different reskins of various white items that you can get. I say white, UT items that drop from white bags. They can also drop from cyan bags as well, but they're a little bit of less common from cyan, or not less common. They're more common from cyan bags. If you get a UT from a cyan bag, that means that it's a common UT or just not very useful. So I don't know. Maybe we'll find a white here. They're really rare, so expect maybe like 1 out of every 15 dungeons. Roughly around that amount. 1 to 10 to 1 to 20 shop chance, just from all dungeons, I'd say. Obviously, there are some whites that are just strictly rarer than others. I don't even know why I'm going this way. That's not the way to the boss. Like the Omnipotence Ring from the Void, which is a very, very late stage dungeon. That just simply has a rare drop chance. I've done a couple Voids, but considering how I don't really like to do Discord runs, it's hard to do a lot of them. Though I have done a few public Voids. It's very hype. Alright, here's the boss. Very straight line, honestly. Very, very straight line. Alright. He shouldn't really be too hard. Obviously, I still gotta watch out, because this is a sort of dangerous, I don't know. Everything can kill you in this game. Do a nice DPS here. Yeah. Wizard's actually kind of good for this dungeon because you can easily get a full spell bomb on the boss. So you can do pretty much 100% DPS with your spell. As you can see, there is no spells being wasted. So it's very good with Wizard. Is he entering his second phase? Yep, he'll spawn those guys on the outsides there. Obviously, you can continue to dodge pretty easily. A lot of these bosses' attacks don't really target you directly, but there's some that do. Like this one, you just rotate. It's pretty easy. Let's see. Yeah, those things, 45 tick damage. You know, obviously, if you have no pet or don't have very much healing, they can definitely weaken you over time, and you'll just start draining health very, very fast. But other than that, I mean, this is probably his hardest phase right here, especially to learn. Yep, just watch out. They return when they're coming back, so watch out for that, and don't stay in the same place too long. Go left or right. Oh, this one's tough. So you don't want to be in the lanes. Oh, he went off of that phase very fast. So you really don't want to be in the lanes with that, oh, ouch. Big damage right there. He did big damage to me. Alright. He's almost dead. Oh, this one's a tough phase too, simply because if you're long range class, yeah, you could probably just stay on the outside like that. But if you're short range, you will have to rotate. And those bombs, they're hard to dodge. They're just simply hard to dodge. So the drops for this dungeon, obviously that is a Morning Star. That's the alternate weapon for a priest. It's interesting. And this boss can drop, I think he drops 1 rainbow pot, obviously no life potions or mana potions, and then 1 small pot. I'll go back and do the tea room. Might as well just fully complete the dungeon here. Might as well just fully complete it, yep. There are a lot of enemies in this dungeon that just drop like a whole bunch of items. So some of the enemies in this dungeon can, let's see, I was saying something earlier. Somebody came to my room, interrupted me. I'll have to cut that out. I will have cut that out. But anyways, some of the bigger enemies, like those dragons that were flying by earlier, and some bigger things like the It's like looks like a bogged down dude. I don't know. It just looks like a dude. He's very humanoid shape. They can drop a warp mantle, I think, and sulfurous trap. They're good. They're mediocre feed power, but they are good blacksmith materials. So that's what I like to save them for. When you beat the main boss, that thing will pop up on your map, and you will have to go find it and kill it to activate the second boss of this dungeon, which is the Warped End Ancient. Now, it was that big tree thing that we found at that we spawned next to at the beginning of dungeon. So once you hit that golden sap, you will have to go back to the beginning of dungeon to activate it. And he can honestly be a little tough. You have to have a certain amount of patience when doing this, because these things on the side, let's see. Yep, like that. Obviously, you want to go up and down to dodge them. Wow. Went through that phase very fast. So you want to get to the arrow, obviously, because he's going to spawn a ring of projectiles around him. If you get hit by that, it's pretty much over. They do like 200 damage per piece, and it's just not good. So here we go. He's doing a bit more now. Alright, we're going to bombard him like always. That's not the way. Alright, once you get him down enough, he'll just stop attacking and you can get rid of the rest of his HP bar. And I think, like the main boss, he'll drop one greater potion and one small potion. Oh my goodness, look at that! It's a white bag! So that's what I was talking about earlier. UT items, it stands for untiered. This is actually better than this because it has a wisdom enchantment on there. So we did get a white bag. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. And we got a potion of wisdom as well. So obviously, white bags are rare drops from bosses, and they have a chance to drop, or they do drop untiered items. So these are items that don't really fit the conventional tiering system of other items, like a robe of the Shadow Mages here. It's a tier 9 robe. As you go higher in tiers, the stats on it, like magic points, defense, attack, and wisdom, will naturally increase as you go higher in the tiers. Somebody called out a woodland labyrinth here. I'm definitely going to get... Well, actually, I might just clear, because the realm score is already pretty high up, and I don't want to miss that out. We've got a Highland mini-boss here. Clearing these mini-bosses, it's new in the new update. The new realm update came out last April. Has it already been a year? Wow. These guys... Uh-oh. I gotta watch out. My health is getting a little low. These guys spawn around the realm. They are like mini event bosses. And if you kill them, they have a chance to drop some pretty good loot. Like tier 10 to tier 11 items. They have a chance to drop tier 5 rings, so that would be really good for us right now, because that tier 2 health ring is likely not going to cut it for too long. But watch out for those harpies. They will jump on you and explode. Oh, alright. Alright, we're getting them down. We're getting them down. When you kill these little realm mini-bosses, it increases the realm score, which you increase by killing enemies just all over the place. It increases it by a lot more than a normal enemy. See, look, the realm score went up by 1% when I killed it. And it dropped a potion already. As you can see, a little wisdom potion there. So not bad. It is honestly a different venue from normally going through the realm and killing things like you can normally do. You can target these little mini bosses, and they have a good chance to drop potions. So you can completely max your character just by running through the realm and killing a bunch of mini bosses. So obviously these little guys, they have a pretty good chance to drop some decent loot as well. That's a tier 8. They can drop potions. And they can drop good items, as I said, tier 10 to tier 11, tier 8 and tier 9 as well. Oh, he almost hopped on me. I gotta pay attention. They have a chance to drop pretty good potions. I think enemies in this area can actually have a small chance to drop life potions, which is obviously that's the rarest potion in the game. actually gonna go do that. Look at that, Magic Woods. I said it was Fairy Woods last episode. It is actually called Magic Woods. It's a little embarrassing. I don't even know anything about this game. What do I even know? I'm pretty high level right now, and I've got some decent loot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rush. Rushing means that you just run by all the enemies, trying to take as little damage as you can. It looks like I didn't even go the right way, so that's great. Oh wait, this dungeon looks like it has a chance to drop spiders, so maybe I'll actually clear for a chance at some of those spider ikers. And oh my goodness, I am dying. Yep, boom, I can swap those out with the health potions. Alright, it looks like this guy found the tea and he killed it already. Alright, that's okay. Did he call it out? Oh well, I have chat turned off, so I guess I wouldn't know. But Orcs should be calling us over to his castle any moment now. Any moment. This guy, he's rushing. Better rusher than me, looks like. I'll teleport to him. Alright, we'll kill this guy really fast here. Already in the second phase, we are going to Spellbomber. Super dead. Alright, very nice. We got a fairy ring. I guess if you don't have any other ring, it would be decent, but I have a tier 2 health ring which gives 60 max HP. I think that's a lot better than rainbow statistics. Alright, the realm is closed, so like last episode, looks like we're going to be heading to Orcs' castle again. And depending on how far we get, maybe I'll end the episode, or maybe I'll do one more dungeon. Maybe if I find one after Orcs' castle, I'll do one more dungeon, and then we could call it for there. We'll have gained about a clean little 70 fame, and that's from doing that event boss. And what dungeon did we go into? And the Sulphurous Wetlands, obviously. A lot of people in this game like to do Discord runs. That's what I was talking about earlier, the ones that I don't do. There can be a lot of cheaters on those runs. People who use things like auto aim and especially auto dodge, which essentially means that you don't touch your keyboard at all, and the game dodges for you, which is very interesting. I don't really get why you would want to do that, because like if you're trying to enjoy the game, I mean, then you probably would want to dodge and like actually play the game. Maybe people like look at it like gambling, you know. Every time you kill a boss, it's like a chance, you know, you'll get items. And obviously, if you just want to have the chance over and over again, then you want to put in as little amount of effort as you can to get the most amount of items you can. So auto dodge would be useful for that. It is not allowed by the game developers. If they find that you've been using auto dodge or anything like that, you will be banned. So don't do it. Absolutely not. Don't do it. You know, there's also a chance of scams and people stealing your profile if you get it from a third-party source. Well, I guess that it's only third-party sources for cheats, but the clients that you need to use them can often be sort of cracked, and they can get your profile information. I think it's probably happened before. Let's see, what other cheats are there? I remember there's this one video on YouTube out there about a guy sticking a ability into his weapon slot. He was playing Bard and he just kept using the the Shatter's mandolin over and over again in his weapon slot, so he was able to shoot it like he would a weapon, which is a little crazy, honestly. That he did do a bunch of DPS, obviously. Auto dodge, I mean, it's not like I'm gonna hate anybody who uses it. I mean, you know, you're not gonna be prosecuted by the law for doing it or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's like you might as well just watch other people play the game. Like me, watch my YouTube videos of me playing the game, so you can share in the extreme joy that I get when I get a cool item like the Warped Mantle. let me talk about that for a little bit. Honestly, it's a good swap out item. It's not very good to have consistently in your armor slot if you're playing one of the heavy armor classes. So the heavy armor classes are Kensei, Samurai, Paladin, Knight, and Warrior. So if you're playing one of those classes, then probably don't have it unless you just don't have a good tiered armor, because you want your defense to be high on those classes. It has really low defense for a armor. But the one thing that it does have is it has a lot of healing proc. So if you just equip that while you're shooting with any of those heavy classes, it's a bit less useful on Paladin, simply because Paladin already gets healing from his ability naturally. Hey, you gotta make sure not to sit in the middle there. Paladin, somebody almost just died. Look at that, he got out of there. I'm about to die again. Man, he's throwing a sword around. Tier 8, Tier 9, not very good. So anyways, Paladin already gets a... oh, look at that! Tier 11 robe. That's nice. That's actually the highest tier that you can get from these guys, I think. Oh my goodness. Let me finish my train of thought. I cannot do that for anything right now. So obviously, Paladin already gives a healing bonus. That must be pretty annoying. And this does give a healing bonus, so it's a lot better used on classes like Warrior and Knight and Kensei and Samurai, pretty much anything that isn't Paladin. So you can actually get a little bit of healing, and it's nice for that. It's nice for that. Very good for survivability, obviously. And if you just need a little bit of healing, if you're in a pinch, in dungeons like Moonlight Village, maybe even Patience, like right before Patience phase it shatters. Though I've never really done I've never even done a shatters, so I wouldn't know. I don't know. It's a scary dungeon. It's super hard to learn as well if you just don't have a group to do it with. Alright. Orcs is down. We didn't get anything from him. Does anybody have a wine cellar incantation? You do need a little... there we go. You do need a little star-shaped item in order to get into the wine cellar, called a wine cellar incantation. And if you have one of those... you know, it's great. You can go in the wine cellar. You can kill orcs too. He's not a very easy boss to do. Ooh, he's not a very easy boss to do solo. I'll give it to him. His phases, especially his just basic phase, it's hard to get in there and do damage, especially if you're just running a melee class. One thing you can do is you can like circle around him. It was a lot harder when they still had the confuse effect on him. Obviously, doing that is going to be tough, but not anymore. He doesn't have confused anymore. If you're playing a long range class, you can sort of go around him. You can spell bomb him, especially with wizard and wand classes. You can just circle around him and just get in your damage like that. Running. If you're playing short range, it's a pretty reasonable phase. Obviously, you don't want to like be on top of him, and you especially don't want to run into a corner like that. Otherwise, he will get up on you, and you will die. Alright, so actually for this phase, you kind of want to be a little close to him, honestly. Yep, like that. Boom. I didn't go in last time because I was already naturally outside the edge. Alright, we're getting him down pretty close. But yeah, that was actually a very, very calm, very, very easy phase there. Alright. Oop, unstable a little bit. Ouch. If I get hit by one more of those, I think I might die. You gotta watch out for those bombs, especially if you're lower leveled. They will instantly kill you. But normally, if you're in like a 60-man, you know, O2 or something like that, you don't really have to worry about it too much. Alright, look at that. Unbound speed ring. That's interesting. I said last episode that speed wasn't really too useful. There's a bunch of people here. I think they are actually going to do a private 03, so it's best if I get out of their way right now. If you see people like that, probably a good idea to be courteous. If a lot of the times they'll just wait there until everybody else leaves, and that's because of the special mechanic of Orcs 3, which let me talk about that for a little bit. How you actually get into Orcs 3. Ooh, yeah, we'll end it off with a dead water. Oh, oh my goodness. In the thick of it here. Let me talk about... Oh, okay. Wow. So I probably could have not Nexus there, but, you know, if you're feeling a little bit pressured in a location, then it is a good idea to Nexus, because you're simply not going to get your character back. Simply not going to get your character back. Alright, we're in the same spot. They cleared out a lot of the enemies, and we can do some damage here to this Legion Principal. These guys, they spawn around little waypoints that were added in the last Realm update. And they have a chance to drop some pretty good loot, like tier 12, tier 12 armors, and things like that. And obviously they can also drop mana potions and life potions. Oh, look at that, a dead water docks again. Alright, I think we're going to go in there. Yep, let's do it. Ooh, little sea shanty music. I don't think I've ever heard the music from this place before. Keen minions is a little rough, but tough minions is not that bad. Lazy minions is good as well. There is one enemy in this dungeon. You know what? I was talking about Orcs 3. Let me get back onto that. So Orcs 3, in order to get there, you have to get a Helm rune, a Shield rune, and a Sword rune. If I remember correctly, the Helm rune exclusively drops from Lost Halls and its dungeon counterparts. The Sword rune drops from high-level dungeons like the Nest and the Fungal Cavern. And the... Let's see, I did Helm, so the Shield rune, which is the last one that I'm talking about, drops from event bosses. And if you have all three of them in a party or something like that, then you go into Orcs 2, you beat Orcs 2, and you have to use them all to enter Orcs' Sanctuary, and it is one of the hardest dungeons in the game. It's a very, very tough dungeon. Definitely, if you're new to this game, probably don't go in there unless you are willing to lose a character. But it does also have the chance to drop the best loot, obviously. We've got a little event tea room boss here. The extra speed from, minions projectiles travel 24% faster is actually making this dungeon a little tough. I'm not even gonna lie. Pitchfork Pete, he's pushover, I think. These guys aren't really hard. There was one, the sticky foot one, that actually causes you to have confusion on yourself. And that can be pretty tough. Pretty tough indeed. But this guy, he doesn't do anything. He just throws those carrots around. You don't want to sit on them because they do a ton of damage. I mean, look at that. 171. That is a bunch of damage. And let's see. Oh, nice. We got an upgrade. Tier 4 spell right there. And a potion of vitality. Alright. Very nice, very nice. Alright, so we can do a little bit more damage now that we have the tier 4 spell. We've got somebody behind me. Alright. Still clearing here. You know what? That platform right there, this thing, might actually be a good spot to fight the Calamity Crab on. That is a little mini boss that comes with this dungeon. And he can be very, very deadly. Very, very deadly. Let's see. It just fires a bunch of projectiles and it's very fast. Runs at you. It's just hard to deal with, especially if you're a new character. Especially if you're very, very weak like I am. Oh man. See? Makes it a little tough. The modifiers do. And if I'm gonna be honest, there's not very good ones. You got heroic speed and lazy minions and tough minions. So it's not great. It's certainly not great. But we are getting here with Babble Lord. Oh, look at that Ray Katana. That is a white bag that drops from the Rock Dragon and the Daughter of Limon. Oh, we got a little tea room here. Nice. Alright, he is pulling up right now. Babble Lord carrying his weight. I'm really not though. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, that guy is still alive. Alright, I gotta watch out. Oh, wait, what happened? He nexused. He nexused. I guess the enemies got to him. Well, we're solo in this dungeon. I'll go ahead and finish it off, and then we'll probably end the video after I finish this dungeon. We got a little rainbow pot here. Nice little wisdom pot. Man, how far are we? 12 wisdom left to go. We'll get our health potion back. Honestly, this dungeon has a very good chance, very good for speed potions and dexterity potions, which are very useful for leveling up your character early. All right, there we go. Because obviously Dex is a DPS stat, and speed just helps you rush. You can rush this dungeon. It's very difficult, especially if you run into the crab. You're gonna want to anchor if you rush. So if you have multiple people in the dungeon, that means you essentially type the teleport command already into the chat before you even start rushing. So if you do get into a tight spot, you just spam enter, or whatever your keybind is to type messages in chat, and you can immediately get back to the spawn where it is safe, and you have your invincibility immunity as well. Your teleport immunity that gives you invincibility. Oh wow, look at that, a speedy orb. Unbelievable. Now I can rush slower. Now I can not rush even more. Alright. The red dot on the map signals where the boss is. We got another speedy orb. Not too useful. Deadwater Docks. Let's see. What kind of drops does this dungeon have? If I remember correctly, it has a good bar drop, and it has the Pirate King's Cutlass, which can be one of the best DPS items in the game for sword classes, because you can get a what are they called? You know, you can add an enchantment onto it, an engraving, right, from the nest, the Busy Bees enchantment. And that will allow you to shoot many more bees. Oh, there is the Calamity Crab. Alright, how you do this is essentially you go backwards through the dungeon. I've got the speedy orb right now, so it's very useful for me. Yeah, the best thing to do, I'm going to try and get him back to where we left off with that mini boss. I might have to shut up for a little bit just to lock in, and I may have to Nexus as well. Alright, there we go. Very nice, very nice. Alright. Might have to use a HP potion here. Alright, armor broken. Try not to get hit by another one of those. Stay calm. Exposed. Alright, watch out here. He's getting pretty close to me. I might have to pop a potion here. We're going in circles, but absolutely this platform. Ooh, yeah. Using HP, and there we go. We got him. Nice. And I only had to use one health potion. Yeah, a better player than me would have done that very easily, but he drops greater dex and greater speed. Obviously, you have a high incentivization to kill him if you're going to this dungeon, because those pots are just very, very useful. He can also drop the white bags of this dungeon, I think. I've never seen him drop tiered items though. So, but it is still pretty good to kill. And we did it very well with only using one health potion. Obviously, it's a lot harder to kill that guy if you're running a melee class, because you have to get up close and personal. It'll take you a lot longer. If you do have a bit more defense though, so you got a little bit more leniency like that. Got one of the monkeys here. Now, while Calamity Crab, that's what it's called, if you are in a dungeon with multiple people and you happen to stumble upon that crab, make sure to call it out in the chat so you let everybody know that it's by where you are. There's a lot of implicit rules here in Realm of the Mad God that just don't get talked about too often. But what was I talking about? Right, Calamity Crab is absolutely a danger in this dungeon, but the boss itself is pretty dangerous as well. Especially the bird phase. I have died a couple times to him. simply because it's just got really good crowd control. You want to go around the edges, stick to the edges near that phase. Obviously, you don't want to go into the dangerous waters because you will die if you do that. Makes you take 60 damage ticks, which are very rough, very rough. I'll show you. Yeah, 60. Look at that. And if you're moving through them fast, it's just more damage that you'll rack up, and you'll take a lot of damage. But here we are at the boss, John Bilgewater, the Pirate King. I don't even think he can drop anything good for my class. Maybe a ring? I don't think so. But anyways, his first phases are pretty simple. Pretty simple. I should be able to get to his second phase pretty reliably here. He'll start soon by activating the cannons on the side of his ship here, and they will start spitting out cannonballs. They go across the ship, and it can be, yep, Men of War. The little cannons, they're going to start activating. You got to dodge those as well as his normal projectiles. Circle around like you do for most bosses in this game. Oh man, I'm not doing too hot. That sea crab shook me up a little bit. Oh, this isn't a very tough phase. Oh wow. Alright, so yep. Here is the one where you got to watch out. The bird is coming at you, and ooh, I've got a chance that I could die here. You do not want to get close to the Pirate King during this phase. Just stick around to the edges and dodge the bird. Nice. When he does starts firing just directly at you, it's pretty easy to get through it all because you can just go in a circle, obviously. And there he goes. Let's see if we can kill this bird here. All right, there we go. All right, and these parrots are spelling a little bit of trouble here. If you're running low on HP, get to the opposite side of where he is, because you just have more space to dodge from there. Alright, back to standard phases, but you do have a little bit less room because the ship is breaking apart. So you gotta watch out for that. Alright. I'm not very good at aiming in this game because I like to look at my character when I'm fighting a boss so I can dodge everything pretty effectively. Of course, for a lot of characters, you just shoot out a lot of projectiles. So, you can sort of get away with... Oh, snap. Yes, this is a great phase for Wizard. He's just sitting there, and I can really get some damage onto him. Alright. He's moving around a bit. Ouch. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, let it not be said that, John Bilgewater is a lightweight. He can kind of stay in the middle during this phase. Okay, he's running around. He's very active. He's almost dead, though. We had to run through a good bit of our potions. Yeah, because I was just... Whew. Whew. Bit tough, huh? Not very good gameplay. But, hopefully it's enticing. It's helpful for new players, hopefully. And, we got some dexterity potions. We got a greater dexterity and a greater speed from that guy. He didn't drop much else. I wish there were like loot benefits for doing dungeons solo. Sadly, there isn't. And I think that is going to be it for this playthrough. I hope you had a fun time watching. Thank you. See you later.